everyone, I'm Penelope and welcome to the Mindful Apron. Today I wanted to show you our garden beds and talk to you a little bit about our raised bed gardening. At the start of the season, we didn't really know what we were doing when it came to planting vegetables. We'd never done this before. We didn't know where in the yard would be a good place to plant anything. We were kind of doing this by trial and error. And we didn't want to spend a lot of money this first season, so we were looking for solutions for raised beds. And we had the idea to use these bookcases that we found for free on Craigslist. They're probably not the best long-term solution, but they're going to work for this year, and that gave us a good trial run. At the end of the year, we're probably going to brick around these beds because the location seems to be working pretty well. So we're going to stick with this. But they gave us a good run, and they're a great opportunity to use something free, recycle waste products, especially if you're giving this a go for the first year and you don't really know what you're doing like we didn't. We planted a variety of vegetables, and things was pretty slow going to start with. It was pretty cold for a while here, then all of a sudden got warm, but it's been really dry, and I've been watering by hand. I don't know if they've been getting enough water. I've been trying. But then recently we got a lot of natural rain, and obviously they like that a lot better. We've had a lot of growth in the last couple of weeks, and that's why I'm doing this video, because the beds have got kind of out of hand. They need some pruning back, some weeding, some tidying up. And I wanted to do a before and after to show you the different states, and it'll give us something to compare at the end of the season when we see what vegetables we actually get. So I'm going to walk you through, show you what we have in the different beds, then I'm going to prune, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look at the end. See you soon. As a quick aside, you can see here the chickens are playing with some ice cubes. I made them out of corn, peas, and cranberries. It's warm, the chickens are playing. That's the noise you can hear in the back of the video. Bye drumstick, bye nugget. So I'm going to walk you through our garden for the 2022 year. In this first tub, this was a raspberry bush that we actually took from a dead pile at a garden supply store. We don't know if it's going to fruit this year, there's nothing on it, but it was completely dead when we adopted it, and it has resurrected pretty good, so I'm just glad that that one's surviving. In the red tub here, these are potatoes. These are grown from seed potatoes. I am so excited about these. I wish we had done way more. I hope they're as good as they look when we actually get the yield at the end of the season. So excited about my potatoes. Over here in the net made from a recycled table, we have strawberry plants. We did actually have quite a few strawberry fruits on them, and the ones we tried were the best strawberries I have ever tasted in my life. But then the neighborhood bunnies found that they liked them too, so we've put them inside the cage now, and we're gonna hope for some more. Moving over to the first bed here. At the front we have summer squash, and then zucchini, courgette for my English friends. And then at the back we have tomato plants. I'm not a huge tomato fan, but the rest of the family is, so we're hoping to get a good tomato yield out of those. The next bed here, we have ornamental lettuce at the front. The chickens really enjoy the lettuce, so they're going to get a good dinner today when I chop that back. In the middle, we have celery, which is actually been grown from the remainder of the stalks from just supermarket purchase celery. They're growing fantastic. We actually use that quite a lot, so that's doing good. Then at the back, we have beans, which were grown from seed. They were slow starting. We didn't know if they would really take off, but they seem to be doing pretty good now. Then the next bed, we have some extra zucchini squash. We eat a lot of squash, so I planted some extra seeds on a whim and they kind of took over. Then we have bell peppers. They're actually becoming shaded by the squash, so I do need to cut the squash back to make sure that the peppers get enough sunlight. Peppers grow best when it's hot, so I'm expecting them to take off soon. Now we're into June. This last bed was a recent addition. This was not one of our initial set. I found it up the street and couldn't resist. The front section has onions that are just coming up. The middle section has carrots. I'm not sure if you can see. They're just starting to come up. And in the back, I planted a couple of pie pumpkin seeds, just to have something fun at the end of the season. And then I just have a couple of different things in pots that are just hanging out over here. I've got lemon verbena, a couple of different herbs, catnip. Gotta keep the kittens happy. So we have the 4 main beds. The plan is for next season to put another row to have 8 in total and to brick around them. I'm going to do some pruning here and we will come back and I'll show you what they look like in a little bit. With tomatoes, as well as taking away any weed material from around the plants, you also want to clear any stems or leaves from the bottom 8 to 12 inches. These aren't going to fruit and they direct energy away from making the tomato fruits. Also, any leaves that are sitting down in the soil that are connected to the plant just encourage any disease. So by removing any low-laying leaves from the plant, you're going to encourage the health of the plant overall. Just pinch them away as close as you can to the main stalk, right at the bottom. Obviously be careful to leave any main branches. But any of the little ones that are just sort of leaf material that's underneath, really not getting much sun anyway, you can take those out. The tomatoes already have a trellis to support, and as they've been growing, we've been weaving the plant through the trellis. So these actually are pretty well supported right now. Just want to check the plant periodically for any signs of disease or anything, any pests that you can catch early. I'm not sure if you can see here, but I've got a baby tomato. That's the first one I've spotted. Very exciting. If you can see here, we've got just a small leaf coming off of a branch separation. This is called a sucker. You can remove that one. That's just going to take energy away from the main plant. All right, I think that's the tomatoes done, so we're going to move on. Some of the zucchini and squash plants are really weak and falling over, so I'm going to stake those. You need to find the center stalk, which is the main stalk coming up holding the zucchini. And then you want to stake it and secure the plant to the stake just to support as much of the growth as you can. For stakes, I'm just using sticks that I found in the yard. We're all about reusing what we can around here. Just want to gently tie the main stalk to the stake. You don't want to cut off any circulation or anything in the stalk, but you do want to just provide support to hold the weight of the growing leaves. You'll see these two are already standing up much nicer than the ones in front, which I haven't staked yet. Here we are after I've finished tidying up. The tomatoes and the squash have been staked, cleaned out, pruned. Everything else has pretty much just been weeded and tidied up. Any dead leaves or anything taken off. Oh, and I chopped back the lettuce quite significantly. That was just getting out of hand. The chickens will enjoy the takings from those. I took off some of the big leaves that were shading the peppers. Hopefully the peppers will grow a little bit faster now. My son will be very sad if the peppers do not give a good yield. I didn't touch the new bed, didn't want to disturb any new seedlings. We'll come back and check on those in a couple of weeks. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed being out here with me today. It's been a beautiful day, although it is getting a little warm now. I think it's time to relax by the pool. These were the choppings from the ornamental lettuce. Most of this will go to the chickens. Not much of a lettuce person myself, just to eat. And these actually, they're all edible, but they're very peppery. Chickens don't seem to mind though, so I'll chop those up, put them in some ice cubes for them. It was really nice to see the starts of the fruit and veggies growing, and I feel much better having tidied up the beds, getting the weeds out, taking out those dead leaves at the bottom. I feel pretty good. Things are growing. It's the first time I've ever grown veggies successfully, so this is good. It's fun looking out and seeing everything growing, so I think we're doing pretty good. Thanks for joining us at the Mindful Apron. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. And remember to live life with peace, love, and happiness. Bye-bye.